Hey, I'm Alan Brito from Blender 3D Architect, and welcome to this tutorial about the 3D cursor. My goal with this tutorial is to provide an introduction or an overview about a feature of Blender that many beginners or people that are starting with Blender will struggle because it's something that it's quite unique to Blender. I'm talking about the 3D cursor, which is this small target that we have right here in the 3D viewport of Blender. What is the purpose of the 3D cursor and how can you use it to do lots of different things here in Blender? Let's take a quick overview on how to use the 3D cursor. Now, one of the first things that you will quickly learn about the 3D cursor in Blender is that it's a reference for creating new objects in Blender. For instance, if you press Shift A to create new objects here in Blender, you will see that, for instance, let's say I want to create here a cube. Adding a cube will make it appear right in the same location of the 3D cursor. Now, it's not actually the cube that it's in the same location of the 3D cursor, it's the origin point. Every object in Blender has this small circle here. You can see that we have a small circle. It's this small circle, this origin point that it's aligned with the 3D cursor. Now, let me move this to the side, press G and X. And if I move my 3D cursor to this location here, how can we move the 3D cursor? A quick shortcut that you can use to move the 3D cursor is pressing the Shift and the right mouse button. If you press and keep holding the Shift and right mouse button, you can move your 3D cursor in real time here on screen. For instance, let's place our 3D cursor here. If I press Shift A to create another object like a circle, you will see that this new object appears in the same location of the 3D cursor. You also have a dedicated tool to manage the 3D cursor, which is this one right here on the toolbar or tool shelf. If you press this key, you can move the 3D cursor around with the left mouse button instead of the right mouse button. Let me go back here to our selection tool. Now, another way to interact and make use of the 3D cursor is using the snap system of Blender. In Blender, we have two different snapping systems. Let me erase this circle here. And the first snap system is you can use it using pressing the Shift S key. If I press Shift S, you will see that we will open this small menu where we have two options to interact with the 3D cursor, or we have more, but let's focus on those two. You have, for instance, this one here, cursor to selected, and you also have selection to cursor. With this cursor to selected, you can move the 3D cursor to and make it align with the any selected object. And with this option here, selection to cursor, you can move any selected object and place it or move it, align it with the location of the 3D cursor. Let me give you two examples on how you can use that. I have the 3D cursor in this place here on my 3D viewport, and I can easily align it with this cube. If I select the cube, press Shift S and choose cursor to selected, the 3D cursor will jump and align with the cube. If I move my 3D cursor to this location here, and for instance, let's select this chair, press Shift S and choose selection to cursor. It will, instead of moving the 3D cursor, it will move the selected object and make it align it with the 3D cursor. You can see here that I can get an almost perfectly aligned chair with the 3D cursor because my origin point, the origin point for the chair is exactly at the bottom of the chair. I created this chair like this, So that's the reason whenever I try to align the chair with the 3D cursor, it will align using this point as a reference. Let me go again, press Shift S and choose selection to cursor. It will move or align the chair with the 3D cursor. Another way to align or manipulate your 3D cursor is by using a different type of snap, which is this snap right here, the snap during transform. You can enable it by clicking on this magnet icon. If I click here, I can choose different snapping targets. You will start with an increment, but I can select vertex, press and hold the shift key to enable more, like face, edge center. And I can close this right now. With this type of snap, you can align your 3D cursor with key points, snapping targets. Let me move my 3D cursor here. And as you can notice, when I get close to a vertex, you will see a small square, an orange square. It means the snap captured a vertex. If you see a triangle, it will capture an edge center, or a circle, it means it captured a face. Let me place the 3D cursor at the top of this cube here. You'll see that we get the 3D cursor there at the top of the face. And if you keep your object or any 3D object selected, like this chair, if I press Shift S and choose selection to cursor, you can easily place the chair or any 3D object at the top or aligned with that face. Look how easy it is to do this type of operation using the 3D cursor. Another operation that you can use with the 3D cursor is changing the pivot point. You can use the 3D cursor as a temporary pivot point. You can manage pivot points in Blender using this option here, using this button. For instance, if I open that and choose here the 3D cursor, I can move my 3D cursor. Let's say I want to move it right here. And if I try to rotate my chair now, pressing R and Z, you will see that it's using the 3D cursor as the pivot point. Press ESC. Usually what you get is this median point. Look how different it is. We were using the 3D cursor as a temporary pivot point. And this is it. This was a quick introduction about the 3D cursor for beginners. It's a unique feature of Blender that many people getting started will struggle to understand. What can we do with that? What is the purpose of this small target here at the center of my 3D viewport? And if you want to learn more about Blender for beginners, I do have a workshop in Udemy for beginners. It's a 17-hour workshop. I explain there how to get started with Blender, 3D modeling, rendering, materials and textures, geometry nodes, rendering, animation, and much more. I'll leave links in the description. Besides this workshop, I also have a series of books available in 6 different languages. Again, links in the description. It will support my work here in Blender 3D Architect. If you like this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any future tutorials. See you next time. Bye.